Hello, this is Steve Thoele, Principal Broker with Premier Property Group, and bringing you another weekly update on the Tigard Oregon real estate market. This update is going to cover the last 8 weeks of market activity, ending this past Sunday, November 20th. So, going to share the screen with you now and go through the data with you as I always do. So, we'll start off with active listings. And this last week, I showed we had 14 new properties come on the market in Tigard, which you can kind of see as a low on a weekly basis over the prior 8 weeks. Had a high of 34 new listings here about 7 weeks back, so quite a bit off of that pace, which is not surprising. You kind of get into this time of year, things definitely kind of tend to slow down. The number of total listings, though, you can kind of see has been pretty consistent, particularly over this past month. So we had 181 homes on the market as of this last Sunday. And you can kind of see that's basically kind of been unmoved here over the past month. The median list price and days on market for the actives, median price you can kind of see for the first 4 or 5 weeks here was right at 650, and then it's been kind of marching upward here over the past 3 weeks, which is kind of interesting. Last week hitting 718,000 for the median list price right now in Tigard. And days on market certainly has been rising as well. Had a low of 23 days 8 weeks back, and you can kind of see that just continually been moving up, and this last week hit 54. So just under 2 months of average market time now for these 181 homes that are currently on the market. Moving along to the pending sales activity. So this last week I showed we had 14 homes go into pending status this last week, which matches a low for the 8 weeks here. Had a high of 27. And then as of the end of the week, we had 95 homes reach pending status, which is down a bit just from the prior week, but just off the low of 90 here a couple weeks back, but certainly below the 136 where we kind of started here about 8 weeks back. So definitely a slowing market in terms of the number of pendings. Median price and days on market for the pending listings. You can kind of see we had a high of 595 here 8 weeks back, and it's been a little bit up and down. It jumped down to basically 550. And then it popped back up for a while. And this last week kind of came back down to that 550 mark, down 25,000 from the prior week. And then days on market is, over the eight weeks here have increased from 24 days, got up to 35 here about 3 weeks back. And the past 2 weeks has been right at 33. So just over a month of average market time right now for these 95 pending listings right now. And then lastly, we'll look at sold listing activity. So as of the time I put this together, I show we had 18 homes go from pending to sold this last week in Tigard, which is up from the prior week, double from where it was, which was a low for the 8 weeks, as you can kind of see here. And then when I look over the prior 4 weeks of closings on a weekly basis, this last week came in at 74. So 74 closings over the prior 4 weeks, which was, it continues to try to drop here. It's kind of another low for the 8 weeks after reaching a high of 110 here about, 7-8 weeks ago. So definitely, lower number of closings as well. Median price days on market for the sold listings. We reached a peak over the 8 weeks here at 627,000. It's been kind of declining from that point. Although it recovered a bit this last week to 537,000. It's the most current median sold price in Tigard. And then days on market, we were at a low of 16 days, and for the past 3 weeks now, it's been rising a bit. Reached 24 days this last week, which is a slight high here for the 8-week period. So it's a little over about 3 weeks of market time for these most recent 74 solds in Tigard. And then finally, we'll finish up looking at weeks of inventory and the sale price as a percent of the list price. So red bars is the weeks of inventory. So we had a low of about 7 weeks of inventory to start off with here, about 8 weeks back, and it's for the past month has been rising, just to reach just under 10 weeks of inventory right now in Tigard. So it's a result of just a lower number of closings, kind of driving this number up a bit. So about 2.5 months worth of inventory is the most current reading here in Tigard. And then the sale price is percent of the original list price. That has not moved a ton. Kind of the low was a couple weeks back at between close to about 96.5%. Recovered here a bit this last week to a bit over 97% of the list price. So prices definitely have come down, and we see all the time price reductions hitting the market. So sellers are having to get certainly more realistic on pricing and pricing their homes to sell, and so that drives the majority of this discount. Although buyers are continuing to not feel like they have to make full asking price offers anymore, so they're kind of coming in under list in many cases, kind of contributing to this discount as well. So hope the weekly update has been helpful for you. As always, if I can ever answer any questions or be of any help, don't hesitate to reach out and give me a call, 503-680-2065. Always happy to run past scenarios and kind of what you're thinking, and happy to give you my perspective of what might be possible or maybe not in this current market. So if you're watching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. It's a great way for you to stay up to date on what's happening in your local market, particularly during this time where we're seeing definitely a shift in the marketplace. And so lastly, really appreciate you watching. Hope you have a great day and week ahead, and that you have a blessed time with your family over the Thanksgiving holiday here. So we will see you next week with the next update. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.